Attraction is not about looks, money, or game, and never was. What if everything you learned about dating is quietly destroying your chances? You walk into a crowded bar, scanning faces, searching for the one. And then you see her, confident, beautiful, effortlessly drawing attention around her. Your heart speeds up, your thoughts start racing, calculating every possible move. You tell yourself, this moment matters. This could change everything for you. So you adjust your posture, rehearse lines, trying to appear confident and relaxed. Because every dating advice video told you confidence is the ultimate secret. But beneath that surface, there is tension you cannot fully hide. A quiet need for approval, a subtle fear of rejection building inside. And even before you say a single word, something already feels off. Because what she senses in that moment is not your words at all. It is something deeper. Something most men never realize until it is too late. Most men fail, not because they lack value, but try too hard. So you take a breath, step forward, and finally approach her. You smile politely, keeping your tone soft, controlled, almost overly careful. "Hey, can I get you a drink?" you ask, hoping everything lands perfectly. She looks at you, pauses briefly, then gives a polite rejection. "No thanks, I am good," she says, already losing interest fast. And just like that, the moment you imagined disappears almost instantly. You stand there for a second, unsure what just happened inside. Because technically, you did everything right, or at least you thought. You were respectful, calm, even confident on the surface level. But something invisible slipped through, something you could not control consciously. You walk away, replaying every second, searching for the exact mistake. Maybe your words were wrong. Maybe your timing felt slightly off. Or maybe you simply were not attractive enough for her standards. And that thought begins to settle, quietly lowering your self-perception. But what you still do not realize in that exact moment is this. She did not reject your words. She reacted to something much deeper. And what you are about to notice next will change everything completely. The shocking truth is, a worse approach can create stronger attraction. As you step back, something unexpected unfolds right in front of you. Another guy walks up to her, but his energy feels completely different. He is not fixing his posture, not rehearsing lines, not trying to impress. He simply stands there, relaxed, like nothing important is at stake. "Hey, what is the best drink here?" he asks casually, almost careless. She answers, slightly surprised, her attention suddenly shifting toward him now. "Nice, you should probably buy me one," he says with a grin. And instead of rejecting him, she actually laughs, leaning closer slightly. You watch this unfold, confused, because nothing about this makes logical sense. His words were not better, his approach was not more polished either. Yet somehow, the energy between them feels lighter, more natural, more engaging. And for the first time, you start questioning everything you believed before. Because the difference was never about technique, lines, or external confident signals. It was something internal, something subtle, something you completely overlooked before. And that realization begins to form, slowly but powerfully, inside you. Because what you are about to understand next will flip everything upside down. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Attraction is emotional, not logical. She is not responding to your words, she is reacting to your internal state. Every subtle feeling inside you leaks out through tone, body language, presence. When you feel nervous, she senses hesitation, and attraction starts collapsing instantly. When you feel calm, grounded, secure, she naturally feels more open around you. Because confidence is not something you say, it is something she experiences. And this is why pickup lines, dating tricks, scripted conversations rarely work long-term. They ignore the one thing that actually drives real human attraction dynamics. Your internal belief about yourself shapes every interaction before words even exist. If you feel like you need her approval, she immediately feels that pressure. And the moment she senses you chasing validation, her interest quietly fades. But when you feel like you are already enough, everything changes completely. Your presence becomes lighter, your words become effortless, your energy becomes magnetic. Because in that moment, you are not trying to win her anymore. And that shift, subtle but powerful, is where true attraction begins forming. The brutal truth is, seeking validation silently destroys your attraction power, because the moment you see her, your mind starts building a story instantly. She is beautiful. I hope this goes well. I need this to work. That single thought already shifts your behavior without you even noticing it. You become more careful, more filtered, more focused on not messing up. And in doing that, you slowly disconnect from your natural, authentic self. But from her perspective, something else is happening entirely in that moment. She feels your need, your hesitation, your subtle desire for approval immediately. And instead of feeling attracted, she begins to feel slightly uncomfortable inside. Because attraction grows when there is freedom, not pressure or expectation involved. When you need her reaction to feel good, you give away your emotional control. And that loss of control makes you appear weaker, even if words sound confident. Meanwhile, the guy who does not care about the outcome feels completely different. He is not calculating, not overthinking, not trying to impress her at all. And that creates a space where she feels curious instead of pressured. Because now she is not being chased, she is experiencing something unpredictable. And that unpredictability is exactly what starts pulling her attention toward him. Because in that moment, she is no longer the one being evaluated anymore. The biggest mistake most men make is placing her above themselves instantly. The moment you see her beauty, you start assigning her higher value mentally. You treat her like she is special before she has done anything meaningful. And without realizing it, your behavior begins shifting in subtle ways. You speak more carefully, you try harder, you filter everything you say. Because deep down, you believe she is above you in that moment. And that belief changes everything about how you show up around her. From her perspective, it feels like you are already trying to win approval. And the moment she senses that imbalance, attraction starts dropping immediately. Because people are drawn to those who see themselves as equal or higher, not those who quietly place themselves below without saying it directly. And this is where most men lose before the interaction even begins, because they are not reacting to her, they are reacting to her image. And that image, created in their mind, destroys everything before it starts. Rejection only hurts when you believe it defines your worth completely. Now imagine the same moment, but this time you react differently inside. She looks at you and says, "Go away," clearly not interested today. Before, that would shut you down, making you feel small instantly. But now, something shifts. You are not attached to her response anymore. You smile slightly, relaxed, as if nothing important was just threatened. "Ouch, rough day. I will survive," you say, then calmly step back. There is no apology, no tension, no desperate attempt to fix anything. And suddenly, the energy between you feels completely different than before. Because you are no longer trying to recover something you never owned. From her perspective, that reaction does not match what she expected. Instead of control, she feels a small moment of uncertainty building inside. Because for the first time, you are not reacting like every other guy. And that unexpected response quietly begins shifting the dynamic between you. The moment you stop seeking approval is when power shifts instantly. Because now you are not trying to be chosen by her anymore. Instead, something subtle changes. You begin observing and evaluating her calmly. You notice how she talks, how she reacts, how she carries herself. And for the first time, you are asking, is she right for me? That single question flips the entire dynamic without saying anything out loud, because now you are no longer emotionally dependent on her response at all. From her side, she starts feeling that shift without understanding it fully. She senses you are not chasing, not trying, not needing validation anymore. And that creates a strange tension she is not used to experiencing often. Because attention that is not freely given suddenly feels more valuable than before. And as that realization settles, her curiosity begins slowly pulling her closer. Because now, without effort, you have become someone worth figuring out. The moment you pull back is when she starts leaning in closer. Because now your attention is no longer something she can predict easily. You are not complimenting her directly, not giving validation away freely. Instead, you create a small tension, something she cannot immediately resolve. You might say, "You seem interesting, but I am not fully convinced yet." And that single line triggers something unexpected deep inside her mind. because now she is no longer being admired, she is being evaluated quietly. That shift creates curiosity, and curiosity is the start of emotional investment. She begins wondering what you think, how you see her, why you hesitate, and without realizing it, she starts putting effort into the interaction herself. Because now she is not receiving attention, she is working to earn it. And that change is exactly what makes attraction grow stronger over time. Most men settle in dating the same way they settle for bad choices. Imagine walking into a restaurant, craving something specific you truly want. You ask for chicken soup, but they say it is unavailable today. So you ask for something else, hoping at least that option exists. They shake their head again, offering only what is left on menu. Eventually, you settle, ordering something you never really wanted at all. Not because it fits you, but because it is simply available right now. And without noticing, that same pattern shows up in your dating life. You meet women, but instead of choosing, you start adjusting your standards. Because deep down, you feel like your ideal choice might be unreachable. So you accept what is there, even if it does not truly excite you. And that quiet compromise slowly shapes the kind of relationships you enter. A high-value man never trades his principles just to keep someone. Because the moment you bend yourself, you signal you are afraid to lose. And fear is the fastest way to destroy attraction without saying anything. Imagine she says, "I might leave," testing how much control she has. Most men panic, apologizing, agreeing, doing anything to keep her close. But this time, you stay calm, grounded, completely in control of yourself. You look at her and say, "Maybe we are not that compatible anyway." There is no anger, no tension, just a quiet certainty in your voice. And then you step back, not chasing, not trying to pull her back, because your self-respect matters more than holding on to someone uncertain. From her side, that reaction feels unfamiliar, almost impossible to ignore, because now she realizes you are not afraid to walk away first. Everything changes when you realize attraction is about mindset, not performance. It was never about perfect lines, perfect timing, or perfect external confidence. It was always about how you see yourself before anyone else does. Because that internal belief quietly shapes every interaction you ever have. The moment you stop needing her approval, something powerful begins shifting. Your energy becomes lighter, your presence stronger, your behavior more natural. And without trying, you start standing out in ways most men cannot. Because you are no longer chasing, you are simply being who you are. And that is what creates real attraction, not tricks, not strategies, not games. The moment you stop needing her is when she finally starts noticing you.